The science of first impressions. Do you ever wonder why some people you are automatically, like, you just feel like you are, they're your kind of person within a matter of seconds? And if not, then you have this kind of bias against them, and you look for, instead of looking for contradictory elements, you look for things to support your first impression in a negative way. And this is interesting because your brain processes so many things before you're even aware, but it only takes 7 to 30 seconds to have a first impression. Having said that, there's a disproportion with the brain processing because it automatically processes the first information that it gets first, and that's the strongest. So if you are wondering if you're going to make a good first impression, take that stress off yourself, number one, and realize that you may be judging somebody before you get to know them, and you may be actually missing out on some really good opportunities to get to know some really good quality people. And that first impression, it's very difficult to change that because your brain has given you the information that it deems the most valuable, the most important. And it's really kind of crazy if you stop and think about that. And you, like I said, you may be missing out on, some really great opportunities with people. And it's important to kind of retrain your brain if you're doing this and finding that this is happening a lot. Because you know what they say about judging a book by its cover, right? It's not usually the whole story. And if you want to get to know the whole story, then you need to learn you have to teach your brain how to process information differently so that you don't have those automatic predisposed tendencies to discount somebody for being a quality person and judging them in a negative way. And it's not that difficult to do. It takes a little bit of work and a little bit of, perpetual, training, but it's really something that may really help you because, like I said, you may be missing out on some good quality people that your brain has just, arbitrarily, counted out, and it shouldn't be that way. You can remove some of the biases and some of the, preconceived judgments, and, it processes things so quickly that you won't even realize it's happening. You'll just automatically feel like this person is not somebody that you want to get to know. And like I said, you're probably missing out on a lot of opportunities. So be mindful of this, and also be mindful of the fact that if you're, going on a first date or something and you're really worried about what your first impression is going to be, you really don't have very much control over that. So take that pressure off of yourself. Good luck.